All right, Katie, our producer here. Her friend's mom trying to ruin her best friend's marriage?
Yeah, it's crazy. So my friend, her best friend, they met like early on in college, and they became really close as a guy friend. So we got a female and a male. A female and a male here.
Mm-hmm.
And they became really good friends, and then they tried to date like their freshman year, but then they realized, nah, we're just better off as friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've been best friends all the way through college and stuff like that. Well, he's married now, and he got married last year. And of course, when you're best friends, your parents know who your best friends are. You know, they're part of family. They're family. And for the longest time, her mom would always joke like, oh, it would be great if you two ended up together long term. Like, I want you guys to be married and stuff like that. And it was like this little cute, okay, joke, but it's like, we're just friends. So then the day that her mom found out that he was engaged to someone else, she was upset, but everyone still thought it was along the lines of a joke. Like, oh, she's like, oh, bummer, rats. I always wanted my daughter to end up with you. I wanted you to be my son-in-law. We got to get rid of her. Little light jokes, right? Then slowly, the day of the wedding comes, and her mother was invited to the wedding, and she shows up, and she gives the bride the cold shoulder. She doesn't want anything to do. She doesn't want to talk to the bride. Like, she's being rude to the bride at the bride's wedding.
Does she have any precedent set to not like her?
No.
Nothing.
No.
None.
No.
Okay.
The bride is amazing.
That's probably the problem.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So she is just being rude. And so she pulls her mom aside and is like, hey, what's up? And she's like, oh, nothing. I'm fine. It's cool. She's like, okay.
Oh, that's the sign right there. Something's not fine when a woman says it's fine.
Facts. Learn that lesson.
Never trust that. So after the wedding goes by, it's another day, and she's hanging out with her best friend who's married now. She's hanging out with them, and her mom calls, and they have a conversation, puts the call on speaker, and he's around, but his wife's not around. And she's like, I'm really disappointed. She starts telling him how disappointed she is. Like, she lets all her feelings out, that I'm disappointed that you didn't end up with my daughter, da-da-da-da.
Damn.
Like, she's letting out all her real feelings. And he's like, well, I'm sorry. Like, we don't match.
Yeah.
Right? That's just not what it is. And so she proceeds, after that conversation, done, right? Mm-hmm. And now, ever since then, anytime she'll talk to them or talk to him, like, her mother is now sending like little messages, like little hints that, I don't like your wife.
What?
She has to go. I've always wanted you
go.
to end up with my daughter. She'll send like little subtle hints, and it's like, why are you trying to sabotage the relationship he has going on? And I feel like it's kind of weird that, the best friend. Go. Yeah, exactly. Like, at what point do you let it go? And so now she's like, how do I tell my mom? Like, how do I talk to my mom about this? Like, hey, you're crossing a line here.
You straight up say you're being completely rude here. 100% rude.
And you think that will work?
No, it won't.
Can you talk to your mom like that? Like, with brutal honesty, and go, this is really rude?
Well, you can. But, I mean...
You better duck.
Yeah. It might not go your way, but in a case like this, I don't see any other option, because mom's not going to stop on her own.
What's the harshest conversation the two of you guys have had to have with your parents? The most brutal, honest conversation you have ever had to have with your moms?
Why would you want to do that? I
told my mother that she jokes around too much. So my mom and I will have conversations, and then if I'm trying to be serious with her, she's just a goofball like me, but 10 times worse. And so I had to tell mom, like, hey, I'm trying to be serious. Stop joking around.
Right.
And that was the hardest thing to tell her, because then I had to be real with her, and I had to call her by her government name. I was like, Dana, look.
Oh, mom's a not like
and
that.
And she was upset.
No.
She was upset. But I had enough that day. I was trying to be serious, and she wanted to keep joking.
Yeah.
And so, that was hard when I had to call her by her.
I think for me, it was like letting her know to let me go. Like, because it was, I think with a mom and a son, you get to a certain age where she still wants to make the decisions for you and things like that. And she wants you just kind of let you go out there and fail.
Yeah.
And I had to tell her, like, Mom, you got to let me go. You got to get your hands off me.
This is in college?
This was,
Or last week?
This was about 2 weeks ago. This is around college.
But that one might sting, but the one that she has to have with the mom is like, you're being 100% out of order and rude.
Yeah, and I've never had to have a conversation like that with my mom. So I wouldn't know how to help my friend. And
Doesn't mom know that, though?
Yeah,
Probably.
I think a lot of them do, and they just get to a certain age. They're like, I don't care that this is toxic. This is who I am now. I am at that age where
Right.
I don't care, and I'm gonna let my feelings be known.
Right.
I think that boundary talk has to happen for a lot of people. Like at some point in life, you got to have that talk with your moms. Like, yo, you got to let me live my life. I
Right.
love you. I appreciate you, but let me live my life.
The Bert Show.